That's not funny.
Oh, and the world's going crazy!
Stop, drop, and talk.
We've got no time for bullshit!
Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's Stop, drop, and talk.
Has nothing to say.
Everybody, welcome to Stop, Drop, and Talk, and I am not Arejay Hale, as you can see. I am Dan, the producer, and I am the guest host today because RJ cannot be a host and be a guest on the same show, so we decided to mix things up today. Hello, B-Rock. Hello, Eva. How are you guys?
Good. How are you guys?
Great.
Great.
Long time. It's nice to see Dan on this side of the camera for once.
Yeah, you know, it's
Oh my God, it is.
rarity. It's a
I love
rarity,
I love the story behind it too. How this was Dan's idea to have RJ on. You know, it's like we're sitting on a rock star. Why don't we interview him? So RJ's like, yeah, we'll do it. Dan, you're gonna host it though. So,
well, you know, it goes back to the whole story. We have fun stories to talk about today. So, you know, and as everybody may or may not know, one of the reasons why this season we haven't been live like we were in previous seasons is because everybody's been so busy. And as everybody knows, Torn is back. So we'll talk about that today with RJ. But, you know, RJ's been the busiest because Hailstorm has been on the road. And I think he just landed wherever he is today, and he played Welcome to Rockville yesterday. So I'm sure we'll talk a little bit about that. For any fans out there watching right now, submit your questions, start texting us, leaving messages. Let us know what you want to know because we will be more than happy to let RJ answer all those questions.
He's excited to do that. Actually, he's pretty pumped about that because they haven't, you know, with these tour guidelines, they haven't been able to do like a lot of their usual meet and greets. So he hasn't had as much fan interaction as normal. So this is actually going to be really fun for him.
Oh, I can't wait to hear the questions they come up with. This is gonna be awesome. He just messages in the corner. I sure am.
I have a few. I'm actually going to go on right now and see what people are, but I have a few, and a couple people already hit me up. So it's going to be interesting. But let's give RJ a very entertaining show, guys. No holds barred. Come on.
Yeah.
Also,
you know.
go
So
fuck
what have you guys
yourself,
done?
he says.
So Eva, let's talk to you first because I know you've had a lot of changes since the last time we did a show. Just as a lot of people know, the most recent shows that we actually aired were taped a few months ago. So, you know, there's been a little gap here on the show with everybody's lives. So what have you been up to?
I did a major career change. So that's been kind of fun. I am doing real estate now, which has been a wild change, but so good. And I'm so busy and productive with it. So that's awesome. Also, I'm like, what else am I doing? 8 million things. I'm coaching and cheering for an indoor semi-pro football team. Traveling. I'm not slowing down. So that's been
Good. What are you up to, Brock?
Awesome. You know, you should have let me go first, damn it. She's going to make me look so bad.
Wait,
Brock,
you're contemplating a move, though, which is a big deal because there's no one to make fun of it. Eva, you're the only one left. We can't make fun of Brock anymore for being in South Dakota. So
listen,
kind of thinking about it, but I don't have anything near as exciting as cheering a football team or being a real estate agent. But, you know, I did send you guys some pictures. I finally bought a bidet.
Oh my God.
That's pretty cool.
Bidet.
Dude, it's like Johnny Christ said when he was on the show, it's the cleanest asshole you'll ever have. It's a little weird at first, but it's amazing, man. I'm never going back.
What did he say about wiping? He's like mashing poop into your butthole.
That's pretty much what you're doing. Yeah, I don't use any toilet paper, man. That's what I got going on in Brock's life.
Contemplating a move and bought a bidet. Yeah. What about you, Dan?
So what I need to know real quick, though, if you use a bidet, how do you actually, I know like in Europe, they have these nice clean towels that they leave in nice hotels, but how do you dry your butt?
I mean, honestly, I use toilet paper, but you're using very minimal toilet paper. So,
but doesn't it fall apart?
No, I go soft. I'm a soft man, you know. But you could use a towelette. Some people use towelettes. I don't know. RJ uses his hand, I heard. So
don't shake his left hand.
Yeah, that's not good. Not good. No, I've been busy. You know, it's like all of a sudden someone flicked the light switch and put the entertainment industry back. So we're back
our
with
schedules
shows.
are wild.
Yeah, I leave tomorrow for Atlanta for a show, and it's just been crazy. So it's you know, I'm glad to be back, and it's nice to start doing shows again and seeing people. Things, as you'll learn from RJ, things really aren't the same at shows themselves, like backstage, especially the festivals. Everybody's used to seeing each other and being, but there's still pretty strict COVID protocols at a lot of shows. So we're glad to be back, but it's not quite the same. We're not quite there yet. So,
right.
But hey, you know what? We'll take it. We went, 2.5 years without live music, just in little spattering. So I'm glad to see festivals back. And, it was a shame what happened with Welcome to Rockville and Hangout this weekend. Both festivals got interrupted by bad weather. But they still got through a bunch of great bands, including Hailstorm. So that was a good news. But
I was supposed to be there. Remember, we were supposed to be there.
Yeah. It's hard to plan that. We were planning months in advance.
So that's it.
But,
now you just told the secret. So in the future, guys, what we're trying to do is stop, drop, and talk especially when RJ's on tour. For the bigger festivals, we were maybe going to do live broadcasts from backstage at festivals. And we were supposed to do it at Welcome to Rockville this year, but with COVID protocol, it's too hard because, the bands really can't go to press tents and really meet anybody. So that's just got to wait.
And just insurance purposes and stuff. Like, that's something that people don't understand is these major festivals and tours. It's so hard to get them insured with COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I would love to hear about Rockville, and I bet somebody at the door might have some answers about that.
So I'm not on.
I know you don't have it.
So I don't have all the sound effects, but we can pretend like the sound
Ding
effects.
dong.
Who's at the door, RJ? Or I mean, Dan.
Let's get RJ in. Hey, RJ.
Hey, Dan. Wow, you're really good at this. Why do you guys even have me co-host this freaking show?
Oh man,
you're so much better at it.
So, wait, tell us where you are.
I'm in one of the most exciting places on earth. It's a little place called Evansville, Indiana.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
You know what their town slogan is? Hey, we're Evansville, Indiana, and we're probably gonna move someday. Just kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's actually so beautiful up here today compared to how hot it was in Florida.
So where are you? I mean, like, what's your show there? Is this a Hailstorm tour? Or are you still doing festivals?
Yeah. So like you kind of brushed on. By the way, how's my mic? I'm not too loud, am I?
No, you're good.
Okay,
sound good.
I'm just posting to my story. I'm sharing to my story. There we go. We're live. Tune in. Yeah. So what was I saying? Oh yeah, the shows. We were, let me see, 2-3 days ago, we were supposed to play Point Fest in St. Louis, and that got canceled because of lightning, like day of the show. And we were all amped because we were playing with, it was our last show with Mammoth, with Wolfie Van Halen on this tour. And we were playing with our buddies and Papa Roach. So excited to see them. And then at the last minute, they just pulled the plug on it just for safety reasons. So that kind of sucked. But from there, we went straight to the airport in St. Louis, and we took a private charter jet plane to Daytona, like the night of the gig, to play Daytona the next day. And then today we just flew. We drove from Daytona to Orlando, and then flew to Dallas, and then Dallas to Evansville. And so it's been planes, trains, and automobiles. It's been a travel day. I'm tired.
See, now you all understand why it's hard to go live all the time. That's why we pre-tape sometimes.
Unfortunately, Stop, Drop, and Talk has it's thanks for being patient with us, everybody.
It's been really, really hard. We're like, hey, does this date work? Hey, does this date work? Like, us and our group chat trying to figure out a date that works is the biggest shit show.
Yeah, well, Dan, you got a lot of things going on too. Congratulations to you, Dan. You're killing the game right now.
Yeah, we're having fun.
Kinda is.
But one of the fringe benefits I have and what I do is I get to hang out with people like you, and we have not been able to do that because of COVID. So it hasn't been as fun as it normally is, and we're all still getting used to working this way. But that's what's weird. So, how is it different for you right now? That's my first question. I want to ask you. Festivals are usually like family reunions. You get together and you get to see all your friends and other bands and big hangouts backstage. And, the backstage experience at big festivals is obviously different than a normal show. So was it weird being at Welcome to Rockville with kind of having COVID protocols, and was it like a different vibe?
Yeah, I mean, we did get to say hi to some of our friends in other bands. Like we got to say hi to the Pretty Reckless, got to say hi to the Who, got to say hi to Lilith Czar.
Not to name drop.
Not to name drop. No, let me just pick up
Pretty
that
big
name.
names.
Yeah. We
Hey,
got to say
Pete, how
hi
you
to.
doing?
We got to say hi to some of those guys because it was outside and but social distance, and obviously like we're all still just trying to do everything we can. We're testing every show day. We're still wearing masks. I think the reason that we're probably so much more anal about it, for lack of a better term, than other bands is because I think I've seen with a lot of other bands if one of the band members gets COVID, they can just fly one of their buddies out to like fill in. But we don't really have that luxury because we're such a weird band. We have so many little improv moments in the show and only things that like the four of us know how to do to make the show happen. It's not like it's just rinse and repeat. We're just playing the songs like the album. So if one of us gets COVID, then that means that we can't do any shows. So that's why we're just trying to be extra cautious about it,
Yeah,
really
I get
smart.
that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, I also am ready for this COVID shit to be over because RJ's actually playing in our neck of the woods on Friday in Deadwood.
That's right.
And because of protocol, we don't even know if we get to see him.
You won't.
Yeah, better to be safe.
I'll wave to you.
I'm going to be screaming so loud.
I'm not a hugger, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, a big hamster ball, like
one
the
of those, and you can walk around and see people.
Or like Bubble Boy.
Bubble Boy, yeah. I could do that. How come we haven't done that yet?
It's not a bad idea. I want everyone to know I've been trying to talk RJ into growing a mustache and to dress like Wild Bill Hickok for Deadwood, South Dakota, but I'm having a hell of a time.
If I could grow a
hell
mustache, I try, but it does not. It's not pretty. I'll wear a fake mustache. Yeah.
I see. Emily's starting to troll us here.
I love her.
Hey. Oh, I miss her so much. I miss her and my son Oreo.
Emily has a ton of questions. She's just going on and on.
Well, before we get to the questions, I want to say congrats, Eva, on your real estate license. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Yes, I did.
That's so cool. That is that seems like such a fun career to get into.
I have had my license 2 months and I'm working on my 5th under contract and I'm getting ready to list 2 properties this week.
Well, send some cool properties over my way. Maybe I'll invest in South Dakota.
I actually have a Nashville record exec I'm working with that's from here that wants to sell his properties here.
Perfect. Yeah. There we go.
Hey, remember, let's do South Dakota. You can homestead your house.
You can also move freely and no one will look at you weird.
Well, that's what I like about that part of the country is just it's so scenic. What's really funny about this tour is we're starting the tour. We started the tour in Billings, Montana, and guess where we're ending the tour? Billings, Montana. Yeah, and we're on tour with Stone Temple Pilots, which is like, oh my god, like dream come true, right? And I was talking to Dean DeLeo about it. It's just like we've known those guys for so long, and they're just such cool guys. And he was saying, man, I've seen it all, man. I've lived through the 90s and, I've done every kind of drug and I've drank everything and I've been with every type of woman and starting in Billings and ending in Billings. That's a first. He's never done that.
I was telling Brock before we were talking before the show, and
I heard
I was at the very first STP show with Jeff Good singing. They premiered him with a surprise performance at the Troubadour. And I went with Matt Pinfield, and he blew my mind. He does Scott Weiland better than Scott Weiland. Like, he is just seriously, for anybody who hasn't seen STP yet, please go see them.
Really crazy, actually.
But he is phenomenal. He is incredible.
So Stone Temple Pilots was the very first show with Scott Weiland at our biggest concert venue in Deadwood, Deadwood Mountain Grand. Stone Temple Pilots with Scott Weiland was the first concert. It was like July 14th of like 20.
That's pretty big.
12 or 202011 or some shit like that.
Amazing.
What did this new singer do before? I guess I don't know his background.
He was on.
It was X Factor or Idol, American Idol, X Factor, but he was on one of those singing shows.
If you know in the comments, leave a comment.
Yeah.
I mean, he is unbelievable, like unbelievable.
Yeah.
And he channels Scott. He nails the high notes, and I mean, it's just, and he's such a great performer.
So is that how they found him, or they had like rehearsals, or okay?
Yeah, they found him by seeing him. Well, he was on. Didn't he join another band right after? I think it was X Factor.
Oh. Yeah. I think it was X Factor, but I will say this, that he does channel the Scott Weiland, but he really does have his own style, his own voice. It kind of reminds me of when Alice in Chains had William singing with him. It's like I'm glad that they didn't try to find a carbon copy Lane Staley, and I feel like they did the same thing with they weren't trying to find just another Scott Weiland. They were looking for their guy, and he really is their guy. Like the four of them are such a locked in band. Yeah, man, they're tight.
Yeah, I saw them with Chester.
They're tough act to follow.
but Chester felt like Chester Bennington doing Stone Temple Pilots. This feels like Stone Temple Pilots again. I mean, I'm from New Jersey.
I can't wait.
I remember seeing them in the early days, and it's a powerful performance. I mean, he goes in the audience every show. I mean, you definitely want to see it.
Yeah, them and Blackstone Cherry, man, which we friends of the show.
Oh, you're with the Blackstone boys. How many times have you toured with them now? 20?
Oh, so not enough. Not enough times, because I just love them to death, and I love John Fred to death.
So Dusty just said that Jeff was on X Factor. So it was X Factor.
Thank you, Dusty. Ding. You're gonna love SDP, and you're gonna love them. And also, Brock, you must be loving that bidet.
Oh, I tell you what, man.
Because you know something? I just installed a bidet too.
Did you really? See?
It's the year of the tushy.
Dude, I swear, some people look at you weird. I thought my dad wouldn't talk to me for a couple days. I'm like, what's going on here?
It's just a game changer.
Just game changer.
Get some wet wipes.
Oh no, it's so much better. It's like sandblasting your ass. It's great.
I know, but how do you control? How do you make sure it doesn't like squirt like outside of you or something?
You just trust.
Put your ass in the way.
Or what if you don't
block it with your asshole?
What if you give yourself an enema?
Ooh, that's too much pressure.
Oh, wait. And Emily said it was a temperature controlled bidet too.
You have heat controlled? No, mine wakes my ass up in the morning. I can tell you that.
So as it goes with most couples, Eva, Dan, I'm sure you guys can relate. You too, Brock, I'm sure.
Can't.
When you're in it, when you're not right now, but at some in the future, you'll know that when you're in a relationship, you have your own bathroom, right? If you have more than one bathroom in your house, you designate a bathroom for each of you. So mine has the OG, but I did order a temperature control one for Emily, so she can,
That was nice. That was
nice. I gave her the nice one.
Fancy? Do you have like the LED lights in it and everything? So does it light?
Oh, it's got ground effects. It's got like
Bluetooth music built in.
Oh, it's great. Yeah, Bluetooth built in.
I never expected to hear about RJ clean his asshole when I clicked this link.
Oh, I first experienced it when I went to Japan, and I haven't felt clean since.
Here's the thing. With RJ, he is just this unpredictable wild card. You never know what he's going to say.
I got nothing to hide, people. I give this is the raw deal.
See, you know what, though, RJ? We can become millionaires because what we can do is have a scent button. So when you're done, you can spray a little scent at that thing, man. I know you're into fragrances, right? Come on.
I'm so into fragrances. I know. I'm such a dork with that. And it's funny. I after I did it with Jen on tour with Evanescence, I was like, oh my God, I really am crazy. And thanks to her, I was inspired by her having her YouTube page and her kind of tour diary page. I was like, I should do that, but I should do it with fragrance, and then apply the tools that I'd learned from, editing Stop, Drop, and Talk episodes and doing comedy writing and writing high notes. It's like, I'll bet I could probably write a scripts for myself to just talk about fragrance. And to me, it's just been such a great little, so I'll tell you why I'm so into it is because my whole life, music has been my therapy. It's been my escape. It's been songwriting is what gets me through life. But when that's your job, you need another thing to take you away from that sometimes. And that's where that comes in. It's an art form that I can greatly appreciate. It's mind blowing how it's made, how perfumers blend notes and how it's created. And I just got so nerdy over the pandemic about it. And
so what's your favorite type of scent?
But no, wait, Jordana Olette left a message saying, "Hi RJ, what do you smell like tonight?" Ha ha ha! Creepy worded fragrance question.
I can still smell the scent that I wore in Daytona Beach. I brought a fragrance called Vodka on the Rocks by Killian, and it's become one of my favorite summertime scents because it's just very fresh and crisp and clean and just so delightful. So it's been a tie between that one and Gentle Fluidity Silver by Mason Francis Kirkjohn. Those two are have kind of become my go-to summer scents, and I've got a summer scent video coming out on my fragrance channel. But I brought it to Florida and it was amazing. Somebody smelled it. They're like, you know what? That kind of reminds me a little bit of Abercrombie and Fitch's Fierce. And I was like, uh-oh.
Oh no.
Are you gonna open up, RJ? I see you open up like one of those kiosks in the mall and maybe on your off time where you're there selling fragrances.
I'll just do it like at the after. I'll just set it up at merch at the show.
I was always fascinated by. Have you ever tried that Creed fragrance? Because apparently it's like ridiculously expensive, like $500. Is it that good?
Yeah. I think it's a bit overpriced.
Like Scott Stapp Creed? What are we talking about?
No. Not the band Creed.
I think it predates Creed the band, but it's like known as one of the most expensive and popular men's fragrances, and it's ridiculously expensive.
It's the number one men's niche fragrance ever of all time. It's like number one selling, and it's so expensive. The performance is weak because my problem with Creed is a lot of their fragrances are reformulated, so they don't last very long. They don't project very hard. But there's two that actually three. I just got another one called Royal Oud, and that's like a wonderful fall time scent. But I think two of my favorites from Creed is Green Irish Tweed and Silver Mountain Water, and those two scents take me higher.
God.
Oh,
no!
I knew it was coming.
I wear them with arms wide open. I'm 6 feet from my sense, and I'm 6 feet from anyone, and they smell
from
me.
his sanity.
What is your RJ? What's the name you use? Your alter? Isn't it Doctor? What is it?
Dr. Magnificent.
Dr. Magnificent.
Very clever. Okay. I thought so myself.
It is very good.
I came up with the name first, and I was like, oh, well, this is just too good of a name not to start a channel,
So I don't get it, though. These have to be expensive, right? I mean, are you just...
No. They don't have to be. And this is what I'm trying... And another reason that I started this channel is because, other people that are passionate about fragrance, I've talked to a lot of fans and a lot of people that I tour with that are so into fragrance, and they're like, oh, I went to the mall and I got this one, and I was like, how much did you pay for it? 300 something. I was like, oh my God, let me help you. Go to FragranceNet, go to Fragrance Buy, go to these gray market discounters, and you can get them way cheaper. I've been just trying to promote to the world, don't pay retail when it comes to fragrances because it's so expensive. FragranceNet, Fragrance X, Perfumes Online, FragranceBuy.ca, Joma Shop, Lucky Scent. There's so many.
So here's, I have a good question. Since you're such a fragrance guy, who is the best smelling rock star other than yourself? Ooh. Who have you met where you're like, wow, they smell good?
Well, besides me,
I know my choice. I want to hear yours.
I'm trying to think who I've smelled. I just smelled Jacoby the other day, and he smells fantastic. I don't know what he's wearing. You know who smells really fucking good though is my really good buddy Tommy Hendrickson, who plays guitar in Alice Cooper's band, and he was the one that turned me on. He's producer, songwriter. We wrote with him a bunch. Tommy Hendrickson is really smart with fragrance as well, and kind of nerded out on him. He was the one that turned me on to Lila Beau, which does Santal 33. I've got Santal 33, Tobacco 25.
Did you know though that you have to be careful with scents because certain scents and chemicals in perfumes or colognes mix with your pheromones or your body chemistry, and it will either smell really good on you or you smell real bad.
Right. This is why the other thing I've been promoting to everybody online is here's another kind of thing you have to look out for when you're in the mall and you first and they say like, oh, check out this scent, and it's sprayed on you and you smell it, you're like, oh, that smells good, I'll buy that. But when you do that, you're just smelling the opening. You're not smelling it morphs and changes as it dries and as it interacts
with your body oils and stuff,
with your body, with your skin chemistry as it interacts and settles on your skin. Like you could buy the thing, go home and smell it, be like, oh, actually, I don't like that, or I can't smell it. It's gone. It disappeared. So the other thing that I've been trying to promote is, and by the way, all these websites, I don't work with them. I'm not sponsored by them. I'm just here to, I'm trying to be a good Samaritan and a good Samaritan of scent, and just help to promote not only discounters, but what is it? Decant website, like little, where you get samples. There's a website called Scent Split. There's one called Fragrances Line, one called Scent Angel, I think is one of them. Micro Perfumes is another one. So it's so much more worth it for you to spend like $4 or $5 on like a 1 milliliter vial and test it out on your skin and like really make sure that you love it before you drop like $100, $200 on a bottle.
What about this one, RJ? I looked up cologne, which is illegal in 9 countries, made of real panthers.
I hate you.
Oh yes,
60% of the time it works every time, and it's Sex Panther. Have you ever tried that one? I'm just curious.
I haven't. It smells like pure gasoline.
Oh man.
I'll be honest with you, it stings the nostrils.
Oh,
smells like a dirty diaper full of Indian food.
I buy a little known fact about me. I buy half-a-gallon bottles of wolf piss.
Yes.
And I throw it all over my backyard over the fence because we have a coyote problem, and I have 2 multi-poos, so the wolf piss keeps the coyotes away. So I order wolf piss. You ever sprayed on
yourself?
No, but sometimes it kind of misses me. It gets on me, and it's like being sprayed by a skunk. It's absolutely horrific.
I'll let you a little secret. You know, you could save yourself a lot of money. Wolf piss smells exactly like Dior Sauvage.
Oh, okay. I'll throw some of that outside.
There you go. I'm kidding. I'm sorry. Dior Sauvage is just a running punching bag gag on my channel just because it's the most popular scent, and it's the Johnny Depp scent. But a very good friend of mine who's an insider to Johnny Depp told me that Johnny Depp does not wear a Dior Sauvage. So
because it smells like shit.
It kind of. I mean, you know what? Okay, hold on. I'm gonna make people upset if I say if it smells like shit. It does not smell like shit. It's a great fragrance. I just make fun of it because of its popularity. It's so popular, everybody wears it.
So because you have so many questions, I want to even start.
I'm sorry. I can go down rabbit holes, but like we'll talk about
you're as passionate about that as I am ice cream, so I appreciate it.
I'll have all of you guests on Dr. Magnificent's channel.
There you go.
Love it. You can have us on as guests.
Perfect.
Okay. So Angie is wondering why. She says, "Why did you choose your hair color? I love it. What brand is it?"
Well, I dyed it bleach blonde for this other music project that I have going on, where it's a 2-piece and guitar and drums, and I was dyeing my hair like bleached white, and my creative partner was dyeing his hair black. So we did a photo shoot. So I dyed it bleach, and I was like, oh, this could be like my look. This could kind of be like a cool signature thing. Then not even a month later, Lizzie goes into the salon, and she must have just said, "Give me the RJ," and she bleaches her hair blonde, and I'm just like, "Jeez, I can't have my own thing. I can't really.
So,
You're getting
of
all the things you could do, you went with that. So you know what? I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try something crazy that I know nobody in the rock world would ever do. I'm gonna dye it bright, hot pink." And it kind of caught on, and now I kind of like it even better, I think. So like awesome. Just because of that situation, it kind of was a nice little happy accident. And you know what? I'm not alone. There is, oh my God. Okay. This is freaky. It must be, I think that pink hair is somehow tied to fragrance lovers, because there is another fragrance YouTuber out there that I had been following that I didn't realize lives in Nashville and plays in John Cooper from Skillet's band. What were they called?
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Fight the Fury. What?
I think that's right. Fight the Fury, isn't it? Fight the Fury. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. His name's John Panzer, and his fragrance is called. His channel is called. Oh God, I'm blanking. I'm so sorry.
John.
So then the way you
refinery fragrances. So everybody follow refinery fragrances.
Sorry. You said another fragrance YouTuber. So this is like a real
he has
thing.
Pink hair.
Category now, right?
This is so funny. It's so hilarious.
Who came first? I want to know.
We're at the mall. All of us are wearing masks, like we're off tour. And when we go to the mall, I know all the guys at and gals, like all the people that work at the Nordstrom fragrance department at the Green Hills Mall in Nashville. So I'm like, chatting with them, trying out things, testing out smells, talking about fragrance because they're nerds like me. And then I walk down the escalator and I see somebody coming up the escalator with pink hair. And he was back facing me. And I was like, "Hey, nice hair." And he turns around and his eyes light up. And I can't see his face. And I was like, okay, does this person recognize me, or is he just really excited that there's another pink hair guy? Anyway, I go to the downstairs fragrance department. Behind me, I hear Dr. Magnificent. And I turn around, and it was John Panzer from Refinery Fragrances, who plays in with John Cooper. And I'm just like, oh my God. Like, I follow you.
Random.
I was like, what?
That
Like,
is
you live
hilarious.
out here? He's like, yeah, I live in Easton. I was like, I live in Easton. I was like, so it was like, so there will be a collaboration.
RJ's address is. No, I'm just
I won't specify, but yeah.
Okay, let's talk about the new album. Obviously, I'm sure you're sick of talking about it, but tough shit.
No, I'm stoked on it.
The new album, Back from the Dead. He gets to be in the hot seat as a guest. This is really fun, actually.
It is.
I'm scared.
Faith just asked a question. She said, now that you've been playing songs off the new album live, which of the new songs is your favorite to play live?
Oh, man. Well, I'll tell you, all of them are really hard to play live. We've been doing Back from the Dead. We started doing Steeple. We do Wicked Ways, My Redemption, Strange Girl. It's hard to pick a favorite because a lot of them are just really high energy, and I really have to breathe when I'm playing them because I'm doing so much singing in them as well. Like, we really kind of made our bed by making the musical parts so complicated, and then adding all these vocal parts with Scott Stevens, our co-producer, as well as Nick Resculenix. We really challenged ourselves. So I would say that it's kind of a toss, but like the three newest ones that we're playing are really exciting to me. Actually, we did Psycho Crazy for the first time in Columbus, Ohio, and that was really fun. But all the songs I'm doing a lot of singing, and so those are really fun because they're really challenging. So Wicked Ways, My Redemption, Strange Girl, and Psycho have been like really, really fun to bust out live.
So, and I did just see your post on Instagram about the life of a drummer. You're constantly stretching or doing like massage rollers because you're just like beating the shit out of your body out there
and not getting any younger.
Been doing it a long time.
Yeah, if I could lift the veil of the glamorous rock and roll, like no, it's mostly stretching, exercising, and trying to eat healthy and trying not to do too many shots of tequila.
But shots of tequila are always a good idea.
Yeah, in moderation.
What do you, RJ? I haven't been on tour with you since like 2013 when Dan was out, but
I know.
What is your pre-show like now? When do you start stretching? I mean, are you like an hour ahead of time? Do you have a set schedule of what you do?
Well, I always intend to like get up early and do it all in the morning, but I usually end up sleeping in kind of late and like 11. Our sound check is usually like 1:30, so usually after sound check I will set up my gym. I've got a in fact I could send you guys a picture so you can post it up on the I'll send you this picture, Dan, of my little travel gym. I'm really proud of it, honestly. It's actually really cool. I just have this little pull-up bar, a bench, I have some power block dumbbells and like a little cable pulley. So I'll just set it up kind of in the parking lot somewhere so I can get a workout in. So I'll start doing that like around like 2 or something. And then I'll go like 2 to 5, and then 5 I'll eat dinner, I'll take a shower, and then start like doing vocal warm-ups, start warming up, going over some songs. I have a little practice kit. Let me pull up this picture. Where's it at?
Well, and you sing more on this album too than the other ones, right?
Yeah, so vocal warm-ups are a must now.
Well, and
Unfortunately.
vocal warm-ups
Fortunately.
I'm sure are new, but like also like with working out, like it's not like the show itself isn't a massive workout.
Yeah,
so he's putting like extra workouts in. I've seen like I've worked production, I've also toured, so
There you go, Dan.
seeing 99% of the drummers, actually 100% of the drummers that come off stage after a rock show are completely drenched.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can
Well,
imagine.
that's the thing. It's like,
So,
you get to a certain age where you want to be in shape so you can play. You're like, it's like you don't play to get in shape. You get in shape to play. It's totally opposite.
This is funny. It's gonna if everybody's gonna ask the obvious question when they see that, like I just said. So this is RJ's gym on tour. I don't know if the dumpster. Are you traveling with the
right
dumpsters?
next to the dumpster?
The dumpsters do not travel with the gym, but you can see there's I have a little pulley system right there. Oh, I'm hanging up my shirt on there because I sweated it out trying to like dry it out. But it's it's kind of nice. Like, so I remember when I think I talked about this in a high note during last season at some point where I was just talking about how like my other therapy besides music and fragrance and all that, it has been like health, exercise, and that is also something that really helps my mental health a lot. And it used to really help, like not just, it also my joints, everything physically. It's at the point now where it has to happen. Like I can't go on tour without some sort of workout gear. I bring elastic bands and stuff with me to Europe, and that'll like hold me over. But I really like working with gym equipment and stuff like that. So I used to love like leaving the venue, going to a local gym, getting a day pass at like a YMCA or something like that, and getting a good workout in before the show. And it also felt like a little vacation, like getting away. I would do a workout. I could take a shower there. I could swim around the pool. I could, hang out in a sauna or a steam room. But now that COVID's happening, I can't do that anymore. So just to make it work, I just kind of built this little travel gym. But it's really cool. I actually like it more now. And I think it might be here to stay. I think I might prefer doing this even when I feel safe to go back to a commercial gym. I think I kind of prefer this because I like to work out outside now. It feels like kind of nice. Like this is an exception because there's dumpsters there. But like in where was I? In Billings, was it Billings, Montana?
A lot of Billings talk on this episode.
I think it might have been the first show in Billings.
He's not sponsored by any scent companies, but he's sponsored by Billings.
Brought to you by Billings. I set up on the other side of the bus, so the view was just like mountains. So it was really tranquil. So it is kind of almost meditative and kind of zen, being able to exercise outside, getting my vitamin D, getting some sun.
Yeah.
Does anybody else work out with you? Do you ever invite like the opening acts or other people to join the RJ workout club?
John Fred.
We've been slowly kind of like people that are on the tour. Like we'll say hi to them. We'll hang out with them outside, social distance, and we'll, But I haven't done like workouts with other bands on tour. But a lot of our other crew people and Josh, our bass player, is another like kind of workout nerd just like me, and we've done stuff together. Me, our security guy Barbola, and our old photographer Judy, who's not with us anymore. She's amazing. Oh no, she's alive. She's
oh my god.
No. She is such an incredible photographer, and I love her to death. She'll always be a best friend to me. But she got an offer to tour with a little band called Tool. And
wow.
Yeah, it's a pretty good gig. It's
so since our last show, let's talk about who you've been on the road with. So
sure.
You went on because remember our shows were pre-taped. So in the fall, you were out with Evanescence, all right? And then who else was on that tour? We had Plush, which are our girls, right?
Plush. Yep.
Plush and
right.
Lilazar.
How was it seeing Plush live?
Plush was amazing. Oh my gosh. Like just incredible. I mean, Brooke is just like I jaw-droppingly just watched her play every night. She's just absolutely incredible. By the way, how's her relationship with Grayson going?
Grayson? What should we ask Grayson and see?
Grayson
says?
Grayson?
Right.
Oh,
oh my God, you weren't kidding.
Oh my God!
Grayson,
what are you doing over there? Oh my God!
How's it going?
It's an ambush! It's an ambush!
What is happening?
What is this?
Got you.
Is this
Is
your
there any
surprise?
idea
I
of
knew
like-
Dan had something up his sleeve.
Oh my God! It's so good to see you guys, man.
Look who's in California.
I made it.
What are you doing
Brooke
out there, dude?
Just like you, Brooke just got back from Florida as well, from Welcome to Rockville.
Hold on.
Oh, how was your
stand by.
show?
Brock, did you know
It went
about
really,
this?
really well.
Dan said he had some fun
Sweaty?
stuff up his sleeve, but I had no idea. I thought this is awesome.
Hey, I'm really glad you guys got
Bravo.
to play. I feel bad for so many bands that got rained out.
I know that really, really sucks.
Yeah, but I'm glad you guys got to play. That's was it a great show? Did you guys have a killer crowd?
It was really, really great. It was probably honestly one of my favorite shows that we've played yet.
Oh, that's all. It was one of the highlights for this tour. That's for sure. That's
So
awesome.
I was going to set up something because I want to ambush you with this question. Who's a better drummer out of these two?
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Me.
Who are you asking? I have no say.
So I
No,
don't
they're
know if you guys
both-
remember this.
They're over here. They're both better than me. In fact, that's why it was the hardest job having to follow you every night, Brooke. Thanks for really making me have no choice but to up my game.
Stop.
So I
Incredible.
told him we're doing an RJ episode, so I need drummers to come on and talk to.
Oh, this is
RJ
such a
as
nice
the drummer.
surprise. I've
I
missed you
want
guys.
these two to ask. I want these two to ask you questions, and then we need to talk about what's going on here between these two because Dan, the matchmaker, put this
Okay,
together, and
yeah.
they're public now about this.
Okay.
So
We are.
Woo!
Yes.
Celebrity
You're on
couples.
Hey, Grayson, we can't. Grayson,
That's
we,
what Kim Kardashian and Pete Davidson's.
we can't see Grayson because Dan's head is just getting bigger and bigger. It's taking the
Oh,
full
no.
frame.
Where's my rim shot?
There we go. There we go.
I'm right here.
This is the best. Brooke, I miss you guys so much. I loved touring with you guys, and I
We
want to
miss
do it
you
again.
guys so much too.
We're
We
definitely.
have to do a
In
couple
fact,
shows
you
again.
guys aren't. Are you guys doing any shows with us with Pretty Reckless at all this summer?
No,
No?
we're not booked for any
Ah,
of those. I
bummer.
don't think.
Well, we need to tour again for sure. Like that
Yeah.
was we just had just the most
Absolutely.
delightful time with all four of you with your whole crew too. Like you guys are just a great camp.
Thank you so much. It was such a
Grayson,
great
we
time.
got to tour together.
Maybe, hopefully soon.
So tell them what you're doing right now.
Give me some
Yeah, I'm
jazz
going on,
lessons.
I'm going on the road with Billy Howard of A Perfect Circle in 2 weeks.
That is insane.
Wow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, a lot
Wow.
different than the last podcast.
And who else is in the band?
Wow.
Danny Lohner from Nine Inch Nails.
What?
Holy
That whole
crap,
world.
dude.
Wow.
The singer
Damn.
Nilo.
That's-
She's from Texas, so yeah, it's gonna be really fun.
Dude,
Is
that's gonna be
this
so fun.
a band or is it Billy going solo or
It's
like
kind of like in between. I mean, Billy kind of formed this as originally it was kind of his group, and then it's kind of turned into like this super group sort of thing.
nice,
Where we
dude?
start getting like a little showcase of each different people's each different member's talents, I should say.
Well, that's just great opportunities for you, for
Thank you, yeah.
everything. But I
Yeah.
really want to hear this.
I'm super excited.
Well, are
It's
you
gonna be
guys
crazy.
doing Summerfest?
Yeah. I guess playing it?
He's doing Summerfest.
Yep,
Hell yeah. Oh, good. Then I'll see you there.
exactly. Yeah, that'll be
Milwaukee.
fun.
I'm
Hell
wondering if you
yeah.
guys are there together. But,
Maybe.
Oh,
I'm there
that's
the
so
25th.
exciting.
Yeah.
What, and hopefully we're on the same day. I don't know
would
what
be-
day we're on.
that would
Yeah,
be
those festivals make it a little hard.
We'll
with
figure
that.
it
Yeah.
out for sure.
Brooke, I want to hear a drummer to drummer question. Do you have a question for? You have to have a question for RJ. Come on, especially after touring with him now.
Okay.
There has to be a
Go
good
easy
But
on
question.
it has to be like something
on
that
the
a
spot.
drummer would ask a drummer that like you would like.
RJ,
most
who's
people
your
wouldn't
favorite
think.
drummer you ever toured with? You, Brooke. I can say that. I can't pick like who the better of the two of you are, but I'll tell you, the best drummer that I've toured with is you. Sorry, Grayson. He's like,
Yeah.
Anyway, go ahead, Brooke.
I guess okay. I can't really think of like a drummer to drummer question off the spot, but
Fragrance.
what was your favorite memory of recording your guys' new album?
Oh my gosh. Favorite memory? Oh, they were all bad. No, I'm kidding.
Oh my god.
Well, one of my favorite memories was just collaborating with Scott Stevens, and he just kept throwing me all these crazy drum parts, all these curveballs, and he added this crazy double bass thing in one of the songs. It's a song called Wicked Ways, and he puts a bunch in Back from the Dead, and it was kind of exciting for me to bust out the double pedal again, because I had played single pedal for so long, for like 10 years with Hailstorm, and John Fred from Blackstone and I have always kind of bonded on that. Like, we were like kind of the only two single bass drummers left almost in the rock world, and now he's the only one left, because I'm now using a double pedal. So that's been like a really fun. That's been my like next really big fun challenge, is besides like actually singing and doing vocal parts and getting better at that. I'm now wanting to get much better at double bass. Can you
Nice.
teach me, Brooke?
I'm not. It's not my specialty.
You were really good at double bass. Like you were super solid.
Thank you.
Do you play double bass, Grayson?
I used to play a lot more than I do now, I'll admit.
Okay.
I'm such like a I don't know if everybody's kind of like this. I go in and out of phases, but they're extreme. Like, I remember there was one time like all I wanted to be was Carter Beauford, so I set my kid up like Carter Beauford, like the mirrored lefty for like 2 years straight.
That's a good one.
And then there was like a double bass drum phase where I was like, oh, what's the best, pedal tension, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But not so much anymore. No.
That's where I was at.
It was at Slipknot the other night, though.
Yeah,
so,
that was ridiculous.
Oh, well,
Oh
Jay,
my God.
I mean,
I'm jealous, man.
yeah, Jay Weinberg is just insane.
You know what the best part is? I brought my father.
Oh my God.
And during the intro,
What do you think?
He didn't really know what to say. Well, first it was Cypress Hill. It was Cypress Hill and then Slipknot. So at first he was like, all right, like this is like 80s. He's like, okay, like 90s, all right. We're doing good. And then all of a sudden Slipknot pulls out and he was speechless. Like, he didn't really know what to say.
Dude, I don't know how Jay does that for 90 minutes straight. I mean, I would have shin splits for days.
Oh, my baby's texting me.
The way he plays, it's unbelievable.
Oh. Speaking of that, Jay, I have a question for you.
Sure, yeah.
Since this is like my first big tour, give me your top 3 tips of not only being a drummer on tour, but like, I guess if it makes sense, kind of pacing yourself. That's the biggest thing. I'm like, I got 28 shows, I think, on this run or something like that. And I'm like, all right, any tips?
And living in a bus.
Yeah.
You'll be fine. You're young.
I would say if I were to give myself advice when I was, when I was your age, I would say really take stretching and warming up seriously. But you already know all that. Like you've already got the technique. You've already got the chops. You already know how to take care of your hands and wrists and joints and all that. And I really just kind of didn't. And that's why I've got shoulder problems and elbow problems and wrist problems. And that's why I have to ice them after every show and ice my hands after every show from like getting tendonitis and stuff like that. So these are all things that you already know. And I think that you having the level head that you have and having the much more mature attitude and much more knowledge that you have than I had when I was your age. I think you're going to kill it. Other than that, it's just like, drink very sparingly and
I was just gonna say that. Drink lots of water.
Drink lots of water, get plenty of sleep. And, and for me, like staying in shape has helped me a lot just by, like I showed my little travel gym, like, that's just kind of been a ritual for me, not to just keep my joints loose and stay feeling good, but also like staying mentally stable on tour. Cause it can be grueling, it can be a lot. So, just don't do things that would slow you down, make sure you stay healthy.
Yeah. And Evo, that makes that the water thing. So Brooke got me into it. I'm going to throw her under the bus for this one. She got me into drinking a gallon of water a day.
That's
sleeping on the couch.
Nice.
I'm supposed to do that, but I wasn't. And it was the biggest shock ever.
Wait,
I feel great now,
gallon?
but at first, yeah.
But Brooke, do
I don't even know
you
that.
actually do that, Brooke?
I do, yes.
Okay.
I actually just finished my gallon for the day. So
Wait, no,
Yeah.
she finished. The
I
gallon
started it
without
at the beginning of this last tour.
I just bought actually yesterday a new 64-ounce water jug because I'm like, I am not always the greatest at it because I'm on the go. And I'm like, I end up with like tons of bottles of water. And I'm like, I can't stop and like refill shit all the time. Like I need a big jug that I can refill like once.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You know what you got to
really
do
good
though,
treatment.
Grayson, so anytime when I worked for Dan, before I'd go on tour, he'd take me to Target. And it's one of the best memories I have with Dan. You got to go with him because he'll tell you shit. He's like, you don't have flip-flops? What if you need to get in the shower? Not in a hotel. You got to get flip-flops.
And he's like, this bag, it definitely feels like it's packed for 7 weeks. And I was like, yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, you have
oh, yes. Bring flip-flops. Bring flip-flops to wear in the shower.
For sure.
Brooke, you know about that, right?
Nobody ever told us about
what?
The flip-flops.
Until you find out, right?
You'll probably be fine. It's probably more of a mental thing.
That's how you get fungus. No, you need to get flip flops.
That's how you get foot.
Don't tell her she's gonna be fine. Make her prevent it.
But I think it's I do it just because I just feel better. Like I don't like going into venue showers without wearing flip flops. But speaking of touring and all the fans that you got to play for and all the fans that you're about to play for, why don't we turn it to the chat and see if we got any fan questions for any of us, for all of us, and also see how many people are going to be coming out to see you guys for future shows.
Here's a good one from Angie. Just came in. Do you have any advice?
Let's rapid fire these questions.
Do you have any advice for the mother of sibling percussionists? I have a
invest in earplugs.
I have a 14-year-old and 17-year-old brother and sister.
Give up.
Percussion like drummers, or if you're playing like a drum kit, you can get a really nice electronic kit, like really cheap, or it's just pads where they can put on headphones. I just got one for my mom for Christmas. And they also but they also make if you have like an acoustic drum set, they make little rubber sound offs you can put on the drums. Also Zildjian makes, and I think all the cymbal companies make them now, but Zildjian makes these like low volume cymbals that I love. I use them on my warm-up kit. They have a bunch of like holes on. Have any of you guys seen these at all? They're like these little violent cymbals. They just go like, they don't really make any sound. They're cool.
Sounds crazy.
So how about this? I have a question. It's not necessarily drummer related, but so RJ's in a relationship. Brooke and Grayson are in a relationship. How do you guys keep your relationship
Thanks to Stop, Drop, and Talk.
While you're touring?
Matchmakers.
Like, how do you keep it like strong? Yeah, while you're touring. This is for Brooke, Grayson, and RJ.
Go ahead.
RJ, I think you should give us the there you go. I was gonna say, RJ, you should give us the master advice, and then we.
Oh well, I mean, I can only speak from my scenario because I've been in relationships where I've dated people that like do exactly what I do, like they're in the music world, and it's like even then, like it just takes a certain type of person to like really understand what this is like out on the road. I think that there's just I feel like it's the stigma or the facade of like that is just a constant party and there's just booze and drugs and women everywhere. It's not really the case at all, especially in the rock world. Like this is our job, and the bus is our home. Like and we're a family on tour. So I don't know how I got really lucky, but Emily is like, she's not even in the music business at all, and she fully gets it. Like she's just really smart, and she just knows me and trust. So I think for me, it just took finding someone who finally like fully trusted me and fully understood what my world is like on tour, and that's how it is for me. It's not like that for everybody, but it depends on every scenario. I just got really lucky because my girl is just so great. She's and she makes my life so easy because we haven't had an argument. We've been together for 3 years. We haven't had we had a half argument one time, and it was about like a fence that we're trying to put up in the backyard, for like a second, and then it was over. I don't know. Like it just takes finding someone with that incredible personality that just loves you and trusts you and just lets you be you. And she's so she's considerate to a fault. It's kind of annoying sometimes where I'm like, hey, you haven't called me or texted me or like had been like, hey, where are you? You haven't done that to me all day. Like, do you not like me? And she's like, oh no, I just didn't want to bother you. I'm like, bother me. Like it's almost the opposite in my situation. Like most guys are like, oh my God, my girl won't just stop hounding me. And I'm like, Emily, could you hound me a little bit, like so I can like feel loved, you know. She makes my life so easy.
We know
so
she's
grateful
watching
for
this
it.
right now, so be careful if you want to send her a message.
Hi, babe.
Oh, yeah, of course she is.
I'm wearing her necklace she gave me. It's an E. It's a key. It's a key with an E, and she has a lock that has an A on it. We're so cute.
You guys are nauseating. I love it.
I'm curious, like, you know, I know you guys are still pretty fresh as a couple, you know, and I think it's great. But do you think that having that understanding of, you know, obviously, Brooke, you toured, Grayson, you've been in this for a long time, like you've seen it firsthand. Do you guys have that level of understanding with each other? I feel like that's pretty obvious, but I feel like you guys do.
Brooke?
Yeah, definitely. It's like, since we are both musicians, we both understand that it's like, oh, like we're gonna have to like go on tour and like be away for like a couple months on end, maybe. But it's just once we get back, we spend time with each other, and then we make up for the time that we didn't spend with each other. So we
That's
both
great.
understand.
And also,
And
that's what we are too.
Look at the plus side. I've been married 22 years. But I've traveled so much. It's only like I've been married for 5 years. So it's like I'm still in the newlywed phase 2 decades later. That's a good thing, right?
oh, geez. I bet it's like to the point though, like when you travel so much, like for you, Dan, because your wife doesn't travel as much as you do, that like, is she almost like annoyed? Is it like a military wife? Like when you come home, she's like, God,
you're
like,
still here?
You just fuck up her routine.
Well, sort of, actually. But I was actually kind of worried when the pandemic hit because, like, they're not used to having me around every day. What's going to happen?
Same here. I know. I'm like, well, you know, hey, Dan, we survived a pandemic. No pandemic divorces for us.
Dan's wife, though, Eva, you've probably never met her, Mandy.
I've not met her.
She is so chill. She is just like obviously the perfect one for Dan because she can take him down a notch a little bit too once in a while.
Like, you see how like kickback Brooke is and Grayson, they're actually very similar. They're both very chill and relaxed, not jaded.
Yeah.
They're from the same area. So
you can't both be high strung. If you're both on edge constantly, it's not gonna work. But also, here's just a little.
Oh, is it Eva after hours time? I mean, Eva is our relationship expert, so go for it, Eva.
I don't know how the hell I got. Okay, that's fine. Anyway, the biggest thing in relationships that people overlook is communicate.
Yes.
And learn what your partner's love language is. Like, just because your love language is gifts or physical touch does not mean that that's their love language. You can't speak to your partner in your love language. It doesn't translate. So it's taking the time to make sure that you know what that love language is, and also taking that time to communicate in their love language. You know what I mean? Like, communicate. If you know that your partner needs extra reassurance, just fucking do it before you start a fight. Just do it.
You know something though, Eva?
Just like that.
Communicating can be really hard. For to be so blunt and honest with your partner, and it can be a really hard conversation to talk to your partner and say like, hey, like I don't feel very fulfilled in with this or with that, or I don't like this or I don't like that. Like that can be really hard to bring up with your partner, can it? Because it's like then your partner could think like, oh, well, I'm doing something wrong, or you don't like the way I am, or something. And
that's a very good point.
But I think I don't care. Like when it comes to communicate, like I'll be straight up with my girl about how I feel all the time, like almost to an annoying point where I'm just like, I'm just going to tell you exactly how I feel, what my thoughts are. And I know that I'm not wrong for feeling a certain way.
Well, there's a way to say it. There's a way to deliver it. And a good way to say it is like, hey, I really need this from you right now.
Yeah.
This is what I need.
Yeah.
Instead of being like, you're not doing this and you're not doing this, like, because then you're cutting them down, and then they get defensive, and then that's going to start a fight. So if you just, it's how you approach it. So if you're like, hey, I really need this from you right now. Like I'm feeling this way, and this is what I need from you for me to feel better. And then the better thing too is then to say, what can I do for you?
Right. Exactly.
Deep.
Exactly. No one can.
There's a relationship.
You can't be wrong in that way.
Okay.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Dan.
It's getting deep again.
Sorry. Let's go back to fan questions.
We got a couple questions. Yeah, let's ask Michelle
we have a lot
after
of fan
Dan.
Questions. Let's let Grayson and Brooke go. I want them to say hello because you mentioned his name, and just like that, I make it happen as always. But let's guys, thank you so much. You can go back to Long Island, and thank you, Brooke.
I'm getting on the plane.
I'm going to teleport her back right now.
See you, Brooke and Grayson. Good to see you guys.
Bye-bye.
Hey, if y'all are ever in Nashville, hit me up.
Or on the road.
RJ, Michelle wants to know. I was wondering this earlier, actually. Have you ever broken your big sticks?
I just literally did that.
Is it on video? I got to find it.
I literally just did that, and we didn't even have a backup. And I was like, "Oh my god, we're stupid." I dropped one of them, so I took the other stick, and I was so mad that I dropped it that I just smashed it into my ride cymbal. And my ride cymbal is a Zildjian Mega Bell ride, and it's like a massive. It's like a bell. It's like that thick. It's crazy. It's like unbreakable. It's like a tank, and it fucking like completely circumcised the big stick, and then the tip went flying.
Where do you get them? I guess. I mean, where
everything else comes from, the internet.
Just type in big sticks, RJ's big sticks. You can
just type in giant drumsticks, and our tour manager ordered 5 pairs the next day. We have to have backups, because they do break eventually.
Interesting. Wow.
All right, next question. There we go. Boom. Question done. Next.
Okay, so we have Keith here wants to know, what is your typical breakfast on tour look like?
If I'm okay, I can answer this. If I'm awake before 11, I'll grab catering, and sometimes the catering is basically like eggs, potatoes, stuff like that. But if I don't do that, or on off days, my go-to tour breakfast, and I love it. It's the ultimate breakfast, the perfect pre-workout breakfast, because you get the carbs, you get a little bit of protein, you get some sugars from the fruits that kind of give you a little energy, and also it just gets everything moving. Is oatmeal, peanut butter, and banana, and just heat it up in the microwave, mash it all up in a cup. What I'll do is I'll make a cup of that. I'll make a cup of coffee. I'll eat the oatmeal. I'll drink the coffee. And at that point, I am a ticking time bomb. That's when I go on my daily exploration around the venue to find a nice private place to check my email.
Wow.
Oh, geez,
you know what I mean?
Every day you eat the same thing every day?
Not every day. Like I said, if I'm up early enough, we have catering, and usually I'm just a sucker for just straight up eggs, hash browns. Sometimes we'll have oh god, the days that we have a omelet bar, that is the best day of tour. That's even better than laundry day. Is when we have an omelet bar. You don't like omelets?
No,
I love omelets.
Okay, let's
Yeah.
each their own. So
Dude, catering in general is just awesome, isn't it?
But I love doing the peanut butter, banana, and oatmeal. Sometimes I'll even mix in a little scoop of protein powder just to give me a little extra in the morning, and that's great. It sustains me through a workout, and it also it'll clear you out. I'll just say that. Did you know that they make a travel bidet?
Yes, I did.
And look up pictures. You put it on the end of a water
pan
bottle
with a squirt gun on it or something.
I don't want to put any crazy ideas about how do you wash it? Who the hell washes it?
No. You attach it to a water bottle on the cap, and then you just kind of, squirt it.
Look, it does make sense.
How do you wash it? With soap. I don't know.
Toilet paper is pretty disgusting when you think about it.
They have a traveling bidet.
But yes, wet wipes you can bring with you on tour.
I forgot the flushable wet wipes.
That was the other thing I forgot to tell Grayson. Oh yeah, exercise, stretch, warm up, practice, flip flops, and wet wipes. It's a must. It's Grayson, if you're listening. Are you there? He's there.
Yeah, he's there.
Oh, yeah. He's right there. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah. Great. Brad, I'm just so used to he's gone forever now. So.
Well, and wet wipes are not.
Yes.
Wet wipes are not.
Tell Brooke.
Tell Brooke.
But
just get them all on again.
but wet wipes are not just for pooping. Wet wipes are good for. I call it a whore bath.
Cleaning your body.
Oh yeah.
Pits, tips, and slits. That's what you say. Yep. No, we.
By the way, RJ
and slits.
says, have you had singing lessons or you're a natural?
Yes. Yeah. I worked. I still work with her. I haven't recently because I've been touring so much, but my vocal coach is one of the best in the world. I love her to death. Her name's Corrine Sheehan. Look her up. Golden Voice Music. She's based out of LA. No. She moved to Florida. Now she's based out of Florida. And she's the best, but she's so good at working remotely, like even on Zoom. Like I've done voice lessons with her on Zoom, and she's phenomenal. So Corrine Sheehan is a legend, and honest, and you know what else? And I know I'm gonna, I don't, I probably shouldn't mention this, but her rates are a lot better than most. She should charge more for her lessons. Like she understands that like we're starving artists, and she is so good about prices, and she'll give you, she throws in free lessons all the time.
That's what
and
people don't realize about touring musicians, especially, I mean, even as a Grammy winner, people think that you are just like living in mansions and driving Bentleys and shit. No. That is not
in the rock world.
No.
I don't have Harry Styles money, but no, Corrine is just awesome. You know, the other great thing about Corrine is that, she has such a great relationship with all her students that like she's on call. Like if you're on tour and you're like, oh, I lost my voice, you call her up and she will help you stretch your vocal cords out and help to, she's so good at rehabbing vocalists. So I've been just promoting her to everybody that I can, anyone that's looking for a vocal coach, because that's like, I think one of her best skills is the fact that she's also a touring singer and musician, and sings in a lot of different bands, and she knows how to bring your voice back if you lose your voice on tour. So Corrine Sheehan, another plug.
There's actually an important question here from Kaylin that I know other people have asked too. She wants to know if you guys will be doing any meet and greets this summer. She says she wants to meet you guys so bad.
Unfortunately, we're not doing in-person meet and greets. We were doing virtual meet and greets for a while, which I actually really liked. I loved doing the virtual meet and greets because we actually got to talk to people that we had never been to. We had people calling in from we had somebody calling from Ukraine. That was incredible. We had somebody call in from like Jamaica and like from Dominican Republic and all these places. We're like, how do you know who we are? And it was really I think somebody called in from the Philippines. Somebody called in from like Taiwan. It was incredible. It's like, oh my God, I can't believe that like people so far away from home know who we are. So we were doing that. I don't know if we're doing that. I'm not in charge of that, but I hope that we do that again at least, because that was at least something. But we definitely want to bring in-person meet and greets back. We really, really want to do it. We just don't want to risk having to cancel shows or having to postpone any shows. We like the first priority is just being able to play, and and that's why like we're trying to do everything we can like this. Doing virtual things like this where we can still chat with fans. And I love talking to fans on my YouTube, on my fragrance channel. I talk to fans on my Instagram and on Twitter and all that. So it's like, we like to be interactive. It's like
your fragrance channel is like the quirkiest, nerdiest, my favorite thing ever.
It's
like
awesome.
It's hilarious.
I learned it all from Dan.
I love it. I love it.
It was when Dan hired me to be a writer and editor for this show. That's how I learned all those skills. So I owe that to you guys. Actually, I love it. You too, Brock. You were the one that actually called me. So
good call. Yeah, no, I love the fragrance thing. It's kind of got like a Riddler sense to it.
Do we have any fragrance questions in the chat?
He wants to go back to the fragrance.
Shut up about fragrance. We don't want to talk about that.
No, but Alicia's got a question. She says, "What has been the most awkward song for you to have to work with?" Wow, I can't read.
No.
Have to work with when it's your own sister singing the mature song.
That doesn't matter.
Is it I Miss the Misery?
Or any of those. Honestly, like when we first came out, we had to, like long story short, we got signed in 2005, and all the big rock songs were like Something in Your Mouth by Nickelback and Porn Star Dancing by My Darkest Days, and Bad Girlfriend, Theory of a Dead Man, and Hinder, Lips of an Angel,
and then Here
Addicted,
Comes Hailstorms,
Saving Abel, and of course everyone's like, oh yeah, we need to do stripper song, sex song to get on rock radio. So that's when we changed I Get Off. Or I Get Off was originally written about like I Get Off is really about how we feel performing live. Like the we get off, we get so amped to play in front of, you know, and it kind of like, it's more of a play on words. We have another song called I Come First on the album, but it's about self-empowerment. It's like,
that's
so
selfish.
You know, we're
such family songs as all good siblings.
Exactly,
right?
yeah.
So,
but like, if you're on the bus with us, we're making like we're a bunch of like silly dorks that make like silly jokes all the time, and you know, and we love like double entendres and play on words and stuff like that. So those are always just like fun, goofy things that we like to feed for the fans that want to hear that, you know.
In some parts of the world, siblings singing a song called I Come First actually would be a very popular song.
Ugh, I hope we don't go there.
I actually did not know that though about I Get Off. I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's the backstory about that. So like ever since then, like with every album, like everybody kind of like wants or kind of expects like at least one token song that is like kind of like, you know, yeah, kind of naughty, you know, and that's why I was so glad when we did the music video for Do Not Disturb, we decided to be funny with it. We decided to be humorous, because if we try to make it into like a serious song, it's so corny. It's so, I mean, the song's cheesy already, but the video would have been awful. But I'm eternally grateful for that video, because that's where I met Emily. She was the female lead. Of course, I wasn't single at the time, so I was very much like, hi, nice to meet you. I think
I
I've talked about
you
this.
guys like met on Tinder or something.
We did later on Hinge later.
Hinge.
So
okay.
So we reconnected on Hinge randomly. Like, and I didn't know who she was, and she didn't know who I was, because I didn't say anything about Hailstorm on my dating profile, because I don't want to link up with like someone who's a fan, you know. Sorry, fans, love you, but not to that extent. But you know, I want someone to want to be with me for me, not just because of my band or anything, you know. So for like up until the day that we finally got to like hang out in person, she finally boiled me down. She's like, who do you play for? I'm like, okay, Hailstorm. She's like, oh, that sounds familiar. I think I did a music video for Hailstorm, because she doesn't listen to rock music at all.
Right.
So it's like, you know, so
I
it's like,
remember her
crazy.
telling me that story when I saw you guys in Nashville last year.
I know, it's so funny.
I was like, yeah, I thought that, I was like, I swear you guys met on like, or re-met, I guess now. Yeah, on a dating.
But we met, but it was very professional. It was just like I think I said hi, and that was it. And it was just a busy day. But I found out later. Here's a funny thing. I'm gonna embarrass Emily a little bit. I found out later that after that music video shoot, she texted her mom. Her mom was like, hey, how'd the shoot go? She was like, oh, it was really good. The drummer's kind of cute, but I think he lives in LA, and I think he's in a relationship. So like, even to that point, I was like, oh, you thought I was cute, huh? She was single at the time, so she could say it. But I was not, so I did not, you know, I literally just said hello. That was it, you know?
And the rest is history. Right?
And the rest is history. It's crazy.
Right,
anyway, more fan questions.
Wait, Gracie could read one.
All right, from Rock. RJ, I hope you'll remember me. You did those videos for my dad because he's a drummer at an evening with UK tours. I wanted to ask where you got that jumper from you wore in the acoustic sets.
Jumper?
So
the
jumper.
Sweatshirt. I got it. I think I got that on ASOS. Which I'm kind of revealing one of my sources. That's where I like to get a lot of like really crazy outfits. Check out ASOS.
Yeah.
They got really cool stuff. Again, not sponsored.
Crazy stuff for that new tour that I didn't know if it would fit, so I had to get like the size too small, the size too big of everything. And then
from ASOS?
Yeah.
That's where you can get killer suits on ASOS for like really cheap. I got like 20 suits from them.
You know, I don't, because you know, the first time going on the road, I was like, you know, I don't want to be like worried, like, oh, you know, I messed up my nice suit. So that's why,
you don't want to wear Gucci or something. Like, get like really good quality suits for like really cheap. And if you want, we got a discount code for SBT10 for 10% off. No, I'm kidding. No, I love ASOS, and I love Oppa Suits is another one. They're actually a company that I do work with. I am quasi sponsored by them. I've bought a bunch of their suits. Have you seen them at all? They're really cool. I used to wear those on stage.
Oh,
Oppa Suits.
We're
I'm sure Dan's looking up questions right now.
Oh, no.
So while he's looking that,
yeah,
handsome. There we go.
All right.
Look at that suit.
I love them because you can get the short sleeve ones. So as a drummer, like it's nice to have the shorts, the short sleeves. So check those out too, Grayson.
Is that one of the short sleeve ones?
You know what? If they that's one of them. If they look if you're interested in those, I could probably hook you up with get you in touch with them.
That'll be sick. RJ, I have a question. My question for you that I forgot to ask you before. Drummer to drummer that makes a lot of energy when you play. The in-ears. I got my in-ears molded. We won't say by who or anything. It's great if I just stand here and talk. The minute I start moving my head around, I can hear the cymbals at a normal volume. They
start to like cut out. Okay, so I had to do something with my molds. Here's the thing: when I'm playing, I have a tendency to make this face.
Yeah, mine. It's if I smile with my mouth open, it's fine. If I smile with my mouth closed, anything like that, and tilt my head a little bit, doesn't work.
I feel like the best thing that I did was like I literally had to hold this face for like 4 minutes, like, and I was like, my face is on fire. But I'll tell you what, man, it might just be an ear canal thing because even by doing that, I still have to use swimmer's wax on my ears.
Is it the wax or is it like that tape? That tape like that. I was told you could use this like really thin tape. That molds
the companies make those, and I've used those before, and they work really well. But if they don't work as well as the silicone wax, so I get like the swimmer's silicone kind of jelly like wax,
Literally
and I take about half of it, roll it like really thin into like a cylinder, and then I'll wrap it around and just kind of like press it on there, and then I'll shove it in my ear and just kind of make all kinds of faces, so it kind of molds to my ear. So unfortunately, I still have to use those.
You put it on the end of like where the tip is of the IM.
I kind of put it like, well, I don't put it just on the tip because it can get in the hole.
But
and that burns like crazy. No, you don't want to get the silicone like in the holes, like where the sound comes out. So I usually kind of keep it around the outer rim. I give it a nice rim job, and then
most people are wondering what the hell we're even talking about.
What are we talking about? Yeah. So try that. Yeah.
Oh, wait, is it just called Swimmer's Jelly Wax Silicone?
Yeah, it's like Heroes, I think, makes it. They even make a sports kind, which is a little bit thicker, a little less moldable, but it doesn't quite get as goopy. Cool. So look up like silicone swimmer's wax. Swimmer's like ear wax. Yeah,
like a little pack.
Hey Dan, we have a fan that said, it's Leanne, said, what's funny is the first time I saw the ice cream suit, I thought of Dan.
Yeah, I know. I got it because of Dan.
And I have that picture framed in my other room. I just
when you open up your ice cream parlor, you can put that in your store.
Soon, my ice cream had to get put on hold because of COVID, but soon enough.
Oh, is it melted?
I just hope that your sense of taste and smell is not skewered. Like I can't drink fountain soda. It tastes like carbonated rubbing alcohol.
Since COVID?
Huh.
Still.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, that would. I'm Italian, so losing my taste and smell would be probably the most disastrous thing known to man.
Yeah, no shit.
As a lover,
I'm German, so
as a lover of perfumery, like I would be devastated to lose my sense of smell.
So this is so funny. Speaking of perfume, I fell back to my old ways recently. J-Lo Glow.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Nice.
Straight up hoop earrings, my bandanas. I'm like, dude, I'm born and raised in the Midwest.
J-Lo
Who the fuck
Glow.
do I think I am? Like,
I've got to figure out like the perfect scent for all of you. I'm gonna like just by knowing your personalities, I'm gonna send some suggestions to you.
My
guys.
Other go-to is Kenneth.
Oh, you should be Dan. I mean, Brock. Sorry.
Kenneth Cole Reaction White for her.
Yeah. That's a good one. Yeah,
I like that because it just smells clean.
I love how RJ knows all these.
He's like, I know.
I have like 7,000 samples.
That's insane.
Anyway, but
RJ Hale, the world's best smelling drummer. You know who smells really good? David Coverdale. He's like a Reiki, so he smells very patchouli like. He always has these oils on him and stuff. And then
I love that smell.
The other one, Alicia smells very good, but
I love the note of patchouli.
David Coverdale, you smell when he walks into a room, it's like,
who is that? I'm gonna say.
And you're like, what is going on?
He's a Reiki master. He said.
So much on.
Yeah, you really just like you become immediately attracted to him just by his scent. It's just overwhelming.
That's
energy. That's
Gotta
also
be Sex
part of
Panther.
That's also part of the reason I wanted to start going on a fragrance journey was because like, during meet and greets and stuff, like when you meet people, like it really like I want it to kind of I want fans to get like the full experience, when you meet a band and you give them a hug and you kind of like and they smell good and your clothes are looking good and you're looking sharp and your hair is looking good, and it's like, we try to look our best for the meet and greets when we're taking pictures. We don't want to walk in there in sweatpants, and
So
even though these are
every time
technically
someone
sweatpants.
smells Sex Panther, they think of RJ.
That's
Sex
right.
Panther, yeah.
Expensive gasoline.
Is that a real scent?
I mean,
It should be.
I think it is now.
For
I
sure.
don't-
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm gonna Google it now. I'm gonna Google it.
No, because Brock said it was banned in 9 countries.
It's illegal in 9 countries, but
It's
the only
from
thing that matters
Anchorman.
about it,
You know
the
what,
only thing
Eva?
that matters about it is it works 60% of the time, all the time. That's all. That
Eva,
matters.
I think you would really like some Tom Fords. I think you would really like Black Orchid by Tom Ford, or maybe Tobacco Vanille, like in the wintertime. I think
Text
you
me
would like.
those.
Ooh.
Yeah, I'll send you some ideas. Some ideas. Oh yeah, there it is. Yeah. Nice.
Wow.
So real thing. So real thing.
Okay, more fan questions.
Stand by.
What do we got?
So, RJ. Oh wait. RJ. Just so this is from Jolene. RJ. Just so you guys.
We're gonna start
Just so you
saying-
guys at Stir Cove in Council Bluffs, and you broke one of your massive drumsticks. How often
Yep.
does that happen? And do you have backup big ass? Do you have backup big ass drumsticks? Love you guys.
Very rarely will I break my big stick, but when it does, it can be quite painful. No, I'm sorry. No, I've broken a few. In my day. Maybe I don't know. It's kind of unpredictable. I'd say that they last a good long time because I try not to really destroy my drums with them, because especially after COVID, it's been tougher and Grayson, I'm sure you can relate to this. Music manufacturing companies have really suffered a lot during the pandemic, and they're still making up for lost time. So it's been hard to get replacement hardware and replacement cymbals. So I've been trying not to destroy my kit with the big sticks. But back in the day when I didn't really care that much, I would break them a lot more often. But they last a good long time, maybe a couple months to a year or so.
No, RJ. Oh no, sorry, you don't.
Go ahead. Nope, go ahead.
Go, Grayson.
So, RJ, so actually speaking of sticks, how many sticks, if you're going out on a tour and you know how many dates, do you have a round number in your head of, I need these many sticks per show, I need 2 pairs, that kind of stuff?
We break a lot of sticks.
Yeah.
I started.
Issue, I get hard too, so it's like I never know. It's like I was like, should I bring 4 bricks? Should I bring 5 bricks? Should I bring 1 million? Like I was so.
Yeah, but obviously RJ is a lot different.
Oh, absolutely.
RJ is brutal.
It also depends on the stick. I haven't gone through as many since I switched to the Vader hammers. Dan, pull up a picture of these sticks. They're cool. They're the double butted sticks, and they're great.
Like almost like Morgan Rose when they
they're logs. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. He uses one similar like that. In fact, he was the one that kind of turned me on to those. He showed me a pair one time and he let me borrow a pair one time, or his drum tech let me borrow a pair. And I was like, "Oh man, these are actually really cool." So I was
brutal on your head. The heads.
Yeah.
How often do you replace heads? Every show.
I like the hammers better because the lacquer finish works better because I use stick wax for grip. That's another thing that you could check out. Is I know Zildjian makes it, Vader makes it. Try if you feel like you're losing grip on tour, especially if you're playing sweaty shows. Try using a stick wax. Just to add a little extra grip on your sticks. So anyway,
in hard, Jim just asked. He asked a question that when you stand up on your seats and you jump down, have you ever fallen off your kit?
Yeah, a bunch of times. Yeah.
Did you ever get hurt?
Ass over elbows. Yeah, I've like sprained my left ankle twice doing that shit. So I try not to do anything too crazy anymore. But
I remember you used to jump over the top of it. I mean, you were crazy.
Yeah, I haven't done that.
I remember that. In the Miss Hyde video, remember we threw that footage in there when he jumped over his kid.
Yeah, crazy.
Yeah. Well, it's tougher now because my riser's a lot taller now. Like when I was on a 2-foot riser, it was like nothing. But now I'm on a 3-foot, and I'm actually going up to a 6-foot on our next tour. So it's gonna be crazy. Jeez. Yeah, so I'm not jumping off that thing.
Wait, actually, someone just asked you about that. Telepathic asked, has Lizzie ever gotten hit by a stick that slipped?
Oh, all the time. Yeah. all three of them. All of them. All, like Joe and Josh too. Like all three of them. It's just, you know what? It's fair game. Like if it comes out of my hand, just grin it, just take it, you know?
Have you ever thrown into a fan and like pegged them? Like they didn't catch it, hit them right.
One time we did that. Oh my God.
You can't say pegging.
Well, you know what I mean.
You can say pegging. Hey, you're into pegging. No kink shaming.
No kink shaming on this show.
No kink shaming.
You're kink encouraging.
Oh, man.
Oh my God, this is too much.
You know what? I asked my girlfriend that. I was like, babe, if I ever asked you to peg me, would you do it? She's like, of course I would. I love you. And I'm like, well, I don't want you to, and I'm not into it, but just hypothetically, I'm just curious, like, you know, because like I think I don't know, whatever. Because
I think I would draw the line.
True love.
I don't think I could do that.
I think you would enjoy it, Eva.
No.
I'm thinking I should get her on the line right now.
Yeah, take
Jesus.
No. Guys, we have to wrap up.
That's true love.
One more good.
One more from
Come
Faith.
on,
the one from there's a comment here from Faith. She said, drove from Minnesota to see you guys in St. Louis. Sad the show got canceled, but I'll see you guys this weekend. I can't wait.
Oh, they talk about Rockville or this coming weekend?
This coming weekend, because you're in
Oh.
Fargo. You're in Fargo Saturday. I was just in Fargo today. Actually, I just got home.
Fargo, nice.
Fargo.
Yeah.
There you
Oh,
go.
well, that's great, and we definitely will make up that show in St. Louis for sure. Us and Papa Roach and Highly Suspect and all those guys, and hopefully Mammoth too. He's the other one that we were on tour with, Wolfie Van Halen. Oh my God, this dude is just stupid talented, and his whole band is incredible. Garrett Morris from Submerse is playing drums, and Frank from Slash is playing guitar. I've toured with those guys. So yeah, that was another really cool. Sorry, just a side note.
Yeah,
they're great.
God, he's had a great year. Well, I can't wait to see you in Deadwood on Friday, RJ.
I can't wait for y'all
and
to see
all the rest of Hale.
I'm hoping you guys can do a live show somewhere with all three of you together in one room, and you know, and it'd be great if we can one day do it at a festival where we can
after
talk to
tour.
all our friends.
Not Deadwood, but soon.
Can we do one more fan question?
Yeah.
Cool. Great. Just one more.
You guys on there? I'm not on it.
Mine's not loading.
I'm pretending like I'm on it by looking down.
I know someone asked. I'm trying to find the person's name, but there was one person. Is there any band that you haven't toured with that you really want to tour with?
Well, look, I don't mean to
tour with, not do a show. Actually, tour with.
I don't mean to cause any heartbreak on the show, but you know we have to talk about it. We just lost one of the greatest drummers in all history. And one of our dreams as a band, Hailstorm, was always like, man, like every time they asked us that, our go-to answer was, I would love to tour with the Foo Fighters.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be that is still on my list, even though it's probably not possible. But all right,
what would you do if Dave told you to fill in for Taylor? Would you do it?
Yeah. I mean, that would be some big shoes to fill. I honestly don't. I don't. I mean, like selfishly, I'd be like, wow, fucking dream come true.
Okay,
but like
if
those are massive shoes to fill.
If Hailstorm and Foo Fighters were touring at the same time, and Dave Grohl was like, hey, I really want
now you're starting a family. By the way, Lizzie would understand. Lizzie would be like, go to Foo Fighters.
Respectfully, yeah.
I would be terrified. I would be so terrified. I would be like just sweating bullets the whole time. I don't know if I could do it. I would recommend him like so many other way better drummers. Like, you know, there's this guy, his name's Grayson. He's pretty good.
Okay, but do you know what though? But in looking at, listening to, watching all of the old interviews with Taylor, he felt the exact same way going in.
Oh, but it's Dave Grohl. That's the thing.
That's what he thought too.
Yeah, you know. So that
Dave Grohl.
I understand that'd be really, really a terrifying, but really like that must have been. I mean, that was definitely the dream gig for him, for sure. You know, just being able to play with one of the greatest drummers and one of the greatest people, as well as that. I've got to meet Dave a couple times, and I got to meet Taylor too, and they're just such sweethearts. And it's so tragic. I'm still in shock about it. I didn't know him very well, but I knew a lot of people that were very close with him. So I really feel for them.
Yeah.
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 I mean,
but you know what was cool? 9 Inch Nails played they were supposed to play that day in Rockville, and that's the other thing. That's the other heartbreaking thing was that like we were so over the moon about like finally getting to play with the Foo Fighters. Like we're playing with the Foo Fighters. Like, oh my God. Like that's why like we got the private jet to go to the show, and we had all of our like full on gear sent to Florida, and we used rental gear in St. Louis because like that was like just so major, you know? So we were just like, I mean, that's a dream come true. And the fact that it didn't happen is like just is really heartbreaking. But you know what? Trent Reznor said such a cool thing on stage. He just, you know, it wasn't anything fancy. He very much from the heart. He was just like, you know, the reason that we're here is because the Foo Fighters aren't here. And I've known those guys and I love them to death, and, you know, make some noise for the Foo Fighters. And I was like, man, that is just so humble and so cool, you know?
Where were you when you found out?
Oh, I was actually at a writing session with Scott Stevens in LA. And we just finished up 3 days just writing. We wrote this incredible song, and we were so amped on it, and we were ready to party. We cracked open the Coronas, we poured the tequila shots, and that was when we found out, like on Twitter, they're like, "Oh, what does that say?" It's like, "Oh my God, Taylor Hawkins just died," and that just, you know, we still did a shot for Taylor and drank a beer for Taylor, but yeah, like it definitely, it was a sad night, really sad.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, too, didn't you wear a Taylor Hawkins shirt was it Welcome to Rockville?
I've been wearing a Taylor Hawkins shirt on stage, and I really wanted to wear it for the whole show at Rockville, just because that was the show that I was gonna get to see him, and we probably would have been able to say hi to them. And you know, I met Taylor when he was singing at the Whiskey A Go Go. He was doing a Bowie tribute with Stephen Perkins playing drums, and he was such a gentleman, such a sweetheart. The second time I met him was at Lollapalooza in Sweden when we were watching Billie Eilish, because their kids are massive Billie Eilish fans, as well as I am. So they were hanging outside stage. We were hanging outside stage watching Billie Eilish. And Dave just kind of walks around with his kid on his shoulders, and he looks over at us, and he's like, and I can see in his face, he had the face of like, man, they look kind of familiar, because we worked with the same producer and we've known people in their circle. And he just said like, hey, are you guys? And before he could finish the sentence, we were just like, yes, hi, we're Hailstorm. Nice to meet you, Mr. Grohl. You know, and he was just like such a sweetheart. He was like, oh yeah, Nick Reskulenix. He's like, yeah, he loves you guys. He talks about you guys all the time. And then he was talking about Nick's wife, Amber. He's like, hey, Amber really loves you guys. And if Amber loves you guys, that must be something really special, because she hates everybody. Like, she doesn't like any bands, you know, so something like that. I was like, good one, Mr. Grohl. You know, but he was super cool, super cool. So it's heartbreaking, man.
Yeah.
Well, RJ, how does it feel being the guest on the other side? Because this has been a trip for us. This
is hard, man. Is this what we've been putting people through? My God.
Is it hard or is it a relief? You didn't have to do the high note tonight.
I'm so upset that we didn't come up with a game to play with RJ. We should have put him through the nursery rhyme thing or something, guys.
I have a feeling we could have him around again at some point. If
I should read the go to fuck to sleep song.
I was trying to figure out how am I going to slide Grayson in, and you walked right into it.
I thought that RJ knew because how bad you fell into that. Like I had. RJ know, but we didn't know, you know.
No, my spies were. Emily told me she's always, you know, watching.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, RJ, dude. This has been awesome.
Well, and I think it's time for Dan to send us off on a high note. Take it away, Dan.
He ain't got shit.
Minimum 5 minutes, Dan. Go ahead.
I don't do a high note. I mean, look, I'm happy to see you guys again, and I can't wait till we can actually do some other shows. I can tell everybody this, that we have some great guests lined up for when we can record again. Some pretty big social media influencers, and we're kind of branching outside right now, where it's not just gonna be music guests. So it's gonna be exciting whenever RJ gets off tour and we can figure out when to do these other shows. And you know, looking forward to doing a few more with you guys and getting these things up. And then hopefully soon we could do a live show where everybody can be there.
I know. I love doing the live shows.
Yeah,
it's been great chatting with all of you guys out there. So I don't have a high note written, but I was planning on ending this show on a little bit of a high note. Nothing. It's not a monologue like we usually do, but it is May. It is Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just wanted to say a little something about it's important that we're aware, and I think it's a great time now more than ever to get your little mental checkup. See what therapists are on if you have insurance, or if you don't have insurance, there's so many other ways to do it. You can do it online. There's BetterHelp, which is a really good thing, which I've used a few times, and it's really great. So if anyone is wanting a little their mental checkup, or if anyone is going through anything, or thinking that talking to a therapist or just a good person who knows how the brain works and can help you figure out how your brain works and why it's doing this or doing that or making you feel this way or that way, I think it's just a good thing to put out there, So if it's something that you think will help you in your life, then do some research, see what's out there. There's a lot of great options out there and a lot of really great affordable options. So for Mental Health Awareness Month, I think that's a good thing to plug.
I agree.
Well put.
Agreed.
That's it. That was your high note.
Yeah, that's a good one. And so, but thank you guys for everything, and hopefully we.
After being on the show, I really need it.
Rude.
This is rough. This has been a blast.
All right, guys. Well, let's have a good night. RJ, I guess you guys are all going to be together this weekend without me, I imagine, right? So
we invited you.
Well, I'll send you guys some cow sounds, and so you can have fun in South Dakota.
All right, man.
All right,
it was
guys.
just great to see you guys. I want to thank Dan Catullo, B-Rock, Evasteel, Grayson, Brooke, me for being here. No, it's been great to see you guys. I've missed seeing you guys, and I miss doing this. It's been crazy busy, but we definitely, we're going to keep this thing going. And thank you all for your support and for watching. And thank you for all the great questions.
Yes, thank you. Awesome. RJ, I'm going to moo at you this weekend.
Yes,
right, cool,
I don't have my cow.
Bye-bye.
Hello and welcome.
That's not funny. Oh, and the world's going crazy.
Stop, drop, and talk.
We've got no time for bullshit.
Stop, drop, and talk. With Ava, RJ, and B-Rock. It's Stop. Stop, drop, and talk. There's nothing to say.
COVID-19.
COVID-19.
I blow the wind of God.
The wind of God.
On you.
On you.
COVID-19.